This is the theme to the exclusive film and video report, and obviously, judging by the sound of that voice, that is not James Rana sitting across from me.
No.
It is Rachel. Rachel has joined us because I'm going to do to her what I do to James, which sounds awful.
James, who we have locked in a box.
Right. What I do is I spring things on him. You know, I say, here's what we're going to talk about today, and he's got to be ready. And I know that when I mention this to you, you are going to be so ready. In fact, I think you've been more ready to talk about this TV show than you've been anything in life, and that's the Brady Bunch.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Our discussion today is about the Brady Bunch. Now,
oh my goodness.
This
I guess I know a thing or two about the Brady Bunch.
I think so. Now, this show is sort of an outgrowth of the series of movies that I guess were made in the 1960s, like Yours, Mine, and Ours, Cheaper by the Dozen, those type of films, you know, where the two families get together and the kids, every boy has a girl around the same age that's his equal, and you know, you've seen those movies, I'm sure, in the past.
Yes.
And then someone, Sherwood Schwartz, who would be that someone, decided to make a series out of the Brady Bunch. And that was the initial concept, but over time, as the show continued to air, it progressed and it changed. And I think the show became more about the kids as personalities,
as opposed to the family dynamic.
Well, you think about it. I mean, you could only do that for the first year. You could only do the, you know, well, listen, we're really not brother and sister, but we got to try to get along because my mom loves your dad and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then that changed. So you didn't see, I don't think, too much in the first season distinctive characters. If you watch the first season of the Brady Bunch, the Marsha we know and love is not Maureen McCormick at that time.
No, it had not developed yet.
So it was
Jan was not yet miserable.
Right.
Marsha was not yet extra confident.
And yet Cindy.
But Cindy was always
probably never changed throughout the entire series. Bobby got a little more into like typical boy stuff, you know, building volcanoes and later on. I think if there was a character I identified with on the program, because I think that was a large part of the show's appeal. If you were a kid watching the show, you naturally would gravitate towards the character that you would have the most in common with. The Brady I identified with when I was watching the show was Peter. Naturally. I thought, I'm kind of like Peter. But the funny thing is, Peter is sort of bland.
Yeah, Peter had no... He didn't have a thing.
Right.
Really.
Greg thinks he's a swinger. Bobby is all about building forts in the yard. And what does Peter do other than go through puberty? Maybe that's what I was looking for.
He just envies Greg.
Right. That's
basically.
All. So the character I identified with on the Brady Bunch was a character that envied another character. But you, on the other hand,
so sad.
I know. You, on the other hand, I think you wanted to be Cindy. For a little while,
I would have liked to have been Cindy.
When as you got older, I think you wanted to be Cindy more.
I think so.
That's what I think.
If I could snap my fingers and be Cindy.
But you wanted to be.
I'd do it.
What about Alice? Did you ever relate to Alice? You know what the funny thing I've heard is
did I ever relate to Alice? Well, I'm sure that I've felt like Alice at times by now in my life, maybe. You know, Alice just kind of, she just deals with whatever it is. She's a trooper.
Do you have any favorite episodes?
And to have a favorite episode?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Favorite questions are so hard.
Come on. It's a show that everybody has seen and everybody
favorite episode. I'm not going to do the predictable Hawaii episode or anything like that.
Okay.
I like the Johnny Bravo episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know a really cute one. When the one where Jan was allergic to tiger.
Yeah,
they were all still really, really young and really, really cute, and they were gonna have to get rid of Tiger because Jan was allergic to him, and it was so sad. And in the middle of the night, Alice decides that she's gonna give Tiger a really, really intense bath. You know, so that in the morning, you know, his dander and his saliva, whatever it is that Jan's allergic to, will be gone down the drain of the tub. And so she washes Tiger in the tub and dries him up, and then she sneaks back to bed, and she feels like, you know, she's just saved the family. And then Carol, or I don't remember who came next, but
Right.
Carol, gets up like 10 minutes later and decides she's going to do the same thing. Everybody got up and gave Tiger a bath in the middle of the night. And in the end, I think it turned out it was just his powder, the powder they put on him or something. But that was sweet.
I'll tell you mine. My 3 favorites.
Where Greg moved into the...
No. My first favorite is the one where the architecture plans got screwed up, and they wound up going to the amusement park. It was a Six Flags park.
Yes.
And I liked that one because where I used to live in Virginia, in nearby Richmond, we had King's Dominion, which was very similar looking to Magic Mountain, because they were both owned, I think, by the same company, Six Flags. So in my head, as I was watching it, I was thinking, wow, they went to the park. I've been there. I know what park they went to. That's so cool. But not realizing that they all look the same all across the country. The other one is when Jan lied about having a boyfriend, and it was George Glass. As she looked over at the glass.
She sees the glass.
She said,
right?
oh, yeah, it's George Glass. Do it, because you can do it better than I do. I can.
Everybody, please be quiet. I have a phone call, and it's my new boyfriend. His name is George Glass.
And then the other one is where the boys decided to scare the girls, and they created their own ghost.
Right,
You remember that one?
Oh, no, they were trying to deter people from moving into their house.
Oh, that's
They
what
were
it
going to
was.
move, and they didn't want people to move in.
But I remember-
So they did a whole elaborate scheme. They, recorded the aluminum siding making noises.
Yes. And when I was...
But you're right, it did scare the girl. The girls didn't know
girls
the
didn't
boys
know,
were
right.
doing
and
it.
And when that
Right.
aired, I was scared. Like, I was literally nervous. They did something with a slide, I remember, where they were projecting a slide across the yard, and the girls... And I was freaking out watching it. Now, do you remember, after the show went off the air, of course, there were Brady reunions. Do you remember or have you seen, rather, it may be before your time, the Brady Bunch Variety Hour?
Yes, I remember.
Right. Which was, it didn't last very long, and the idea that the Bradys would pick up and leave and go to Hollywood and host their own variety program like Donnie and Marie. I don't think that's accepted in the Brady canon, but after that, that has a reputation of being one of the worst, TV shows ever. After that, the Brady girls get married,
Right.
which became the Brady Brides, short-lived sitcom. Then after that, there was a Very Brady Christmas in 1990, where everybody came back except Cindy. They had a new actress.
Right.
And then The Bradys, which was an attempt to make something like 30-something, but with the Bradys, which was not very successful.
No.
However, what was successful were the Brady Bunch parody movie, the spoof movies.
Right.
So you had the Brady Bunch movie with Christine Taylor as Marcia, and I forget who played Greg, but he was on a sitcom. I think he was on the show. I forget the name of the show, but he was on that show, and they had a Brady Bunch spoof with the cast, and that's how he got cast as Greg. And Shelley Long as Carol Brady, and then there was the Very Brady sequel, where they did like the Hawaiian episode, and then they did a TV movie, the Bradys Go to the White House. And then, to wrap it all up, there was the Growing Up Brady movie, which was the TV movie based on Barry Williams' book.
But we can't wrap it up.
Oh, we can't?
Not without talking about the Brady songs.
Oh, yeah, well, of course.
Think I'll go for a walk outside now. Summertime's calling my name. Remember that one?
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Gotta get up, get it out of the race.
Everybody's smiling, sunshine day.
And then there was...
But you know the best part of that song? When it gets funky in the middle. Can you dig the sunshine? That comes out of nowhere. That's the best part of that song. Now you got to keep on, that tune.
Oh, I even remember the steps to that one.
Can you do them?
Yeah.
Now listen, nobody can see this, but this will just
You
be
wanna
for me.
see- all right,
Yeah,
I'll
I want
go
to see
do
the
it.
steps to the
Okay.
keep on dance.
They go like this. Like first to the left, I can't even.
Oh, yeah,
explain
yeah,
it, but
already- just
gotta
that little
keep
movement.
On, keep on, keep
That's
on, keep on grooving all through the night. Woo!
See, I got a little show here.
Keep on doing it right.
All right, well, listen. I enjoyed speaking about the Bradys with you.
You could have spoken directly to Cindy, Marcia, and Jan.
Oh, yeah, well, you did Jan, so do Marcia.
Yes. I'm so sorry that I have to go.
And Cindy?
And I know you're all going to really miss me. But I have to get up for school tomorrow.
Skewel! And Cindy, how would she say goodnight?
Cindy would say, "Oh no, I don't want to go home yet."
All right, that is it
Where are you going?
for the exclusive film and video report as we talked Brady's.
Oh no. 1, 2, tell me who are you? The Bears. 3, 4, tell me who's gonna score? The Bears. 5, 6.